Okay, this practice problem is number 8, and it wants you to determine the amplitude and the period of a given function without graphing it. So usually they come in the form of y equals a, which is your amplitude, times sine of w, which I forget what it's actually called, something like that, or we could have it with cosine, or we could have it with tangent, so on, like cosecant. So to find our amplitude of these, we just take this value, we get through the absolute value of it. So amplitude equals, I'm going to write it down here, the absolute value of A. Well, it's 1. So in this practice problem, I have this equation. So my amplitude will be this number, the absolute value of it. If it was a negative, then I would just make it positive, because that's what absolute value does. Now to find my period, it depends on which of the trigonometric functions you have. If it's dealing with sine or cosine, use the equation t, which denotes your period, is equal to 2 pi over w. Or if it's tangent or cotangent, we use the equation t, which is your period, equals pi over w. So since in this problem, we have sine, we're going to use this equation. So rt, which is our period, equals 2 pi over negative 2 pi over 5. So let me just stop right here and talk about something. So with sines, when you have a negative on the inside, it actually comes out. So this right here and right here, this actually isn't going to be a negative. It's going to be a positive. And when we pull that negative out, it wouldn't affect anything because the amplitude is just the absolute value, so it's still positive. All that does is tell us that our graph would be flipped if we actually graphed it. So knowing that this is now positive, let's go ahead and solve. So what we do is we multiply when dividing fractions, don't ask why. Flip the second number and multiply. We get that our period equals 5. So if this was actually a cosine, we wouldn't pull that negative out specifically. It would just go away. So that's how you do a problem when it's asked for you to find the amplitude of a period and period of an equation.